So Tiger Ambush, go ahead and grab yourself some of this cool merchandise. It will be linked in the description or the comment section. Thank you for the support and enjoy the video. What's up, you guys? This is Tiger Master 360 XC and welcome to another video. Before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and thank my Patreon Art Flows for supporting me. Go ahead and check out my Patreon when you get the chance. It's greatly appreciated. I post different things like sketches, work in progress, comic book pages, stickers, all types of cool stuff. So check out patreon.com/thetigermaster and choose a cool tier, and you get to unlock hundreds of different rewards. But in this video, I am drawing a smiley titan, and basically this titan is based off of course, the infamous smiley titan from Attack on Titan with Shingeki no Kyojin. But before I get into actually the topic of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and put out a spoiler warning, huge spoiler warning. This is for people who read the manga all the way through, because I'm going to be asking a couple questions, 10 different questions I have that Attack on Titan left me with that I have no idea if there's answers. I'm probably going to go ahead and search YouTube for theories or some explanations for some of these, but if you guys know the answers to some of these questions, please let me know in the comments, because I'm pretty confused. So first question I had after reading the manga was, were Historia and Eren ever actually a thing? Because if you remember in the manga, like, there was that part, like a flashback, where Historia asked Eren like if they should have a baby or something, because, you know, like the original plan was to use Historia, have her transform into the Titan, and then Eren and Historia were supposed to like touch, and then they were supposed to use something to get like some type of information, but in the Historia got pregnant, so they were like, oh, but we can't just do that off the bat. Apparently some Marley soldier told her that, and that didn't end up happening. But like for Historia to ask Eren that, I feel like Historia and Eren must have had something going on, and I think that was like the theory, right? Because Historia ended up getting pregnant, so people thought that that was Eren's baby, but no, it was actually like this farmer dude, right? Was that like a confirmed thing? That I don't know, like it was just this random dude that nobody knew just ended up being Historia's partner. So I'm just like, what the heck were Historia and Eren? It was like so much shipping. It almost seemed like it was an inevitable thing that Historia and Eren were going to be a thing. I thought it was going to be like Historia and Eren versus Mikasa and Eren. So like that's my next question. So is it confirmed then that Eren had wanted Mikasa? Because like if you at the end, like I don't know if that was like the last chapter of Attack on Titan, and like Eren had sent out this message to Armin or something, and basically was saying, like, he was like, oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing or something, because he basically wanted Mikasa to hate him so that she could let him go and go live her life. So my question is it then confirmed that Eren liked Mikasa in that way? Because he was like, he didn't want to imagine her liking someone else, if I remember correctly. So was Eren jealous then? Or was Eren just like in big brother mode, or brother mode, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to imagine Mikasa being with somebody and not. It's just, it was so weird. Like, who did he end up liking? Did he like Historia, or did he like Mikasa? I almost feel like he liked Mikasa more than Historia, or maybe he couldn't get close to Historia. Maybe he just drew Historia out the window because of all the crazy crap that he was going to do. He's going to pull a zero in the end, you know. And I'm going to make another video discussing my likes and dislikes about how Attack on Titan ended in another video. You can check out my Twitch to see my current drawing that I'm doing with an Eren remix. That's gonna be my next video. Okay, anyway, next question number 3: was that really the only way to have everyone stop hating the subjects of Ymir? You know how crazy I could not have imagined that Attack on Titan was going to end up ending the way that it ended up ending. Like, who would have thought that Eren was going to be freaking Zero? And I guess that's a Code Geass spoiler. Everyone should have seen Code Geass is like a good classic. Is it a classic? I think it's a classic. I think everyone should see Code Geass. But anyway, if you've never seen Code Geass, basically you have Lelouch, and he has the whole world hate him so that he could bear the hatred of the world and get killed in the end by his friend who was dressed up as Zero. And Lelouch was Zero the whole time. Nobody knew, but he basically had himself assassinated by Zero so that the image of like peace and stuff would be put on Zero. Because that was the whole purpose of Zero, right? So he just had his friend dress up as Zero and basically kill him, so that everybody was released from the hatred of Lelouch's rule of Britannia, you know. So that's basically what Eren did. He like basically put the whole weight of the hatred on the subjects of Ymir, you know, of the Titans. People could turn into Titans on him. And then end up having him killed in the end, even though I thought that was like the most ridiculous. I don't understand. Like, okay, like Eren knew that Eren knew that he was going to get killed in the end, right? But why would you make it so hard? Like, was that the only way? You know, I think his dad had asked that. He was like, is this really the only way, Eren? Because, like, I feel like that couldn't have only been the way. Like, was there no way to have peace? Was there no way to, like, have him and that freaking blonde dude that I can't think of his name right now? You know, the guy who's a descendant of the king, right? Fritz or whatever. His brother, his half brother, right? You know who I'm talking. Zeke, right? They're supposed to touch. Couldn't you have like used Ymir's power to basically just erase all the Titans, like with the wish? Because Zeke's wish was freaking stupid to me. I was like, why would you even wish that? If y'all have the power to make a wish, why not just wish that all the Titans disappeared? Because isn't that the issue? Because wouldn't people just be like, oh, okay, well, I guess maybe Marley would have still been in war with other countries, because the Titans was like their ace in the hole, right? But I guess what ended up happening by having the Rumble was like, okay, well, there's no war anymore. I guess it just created world peace, because now everyone's dead. So I guess nobody's gonna fight anymore. Like, it's just such a huge atrocity, man. Like, I need to see the anime, because if the anime animates that, that's probably why they're taking so long. Because I was on Funimation trying to see or whatever the next episodes, and it's like stopped at 72 or something. So I'm like, are they waiting to animate it? Like, I don't know the news, you guys. Can you let me know in the comments what the heck's going on with that? But anyway, that's my question. Was that really the only way? I don't think that was the only way to stop people from hating the subjects of Ymir, but I think that was the only way to get maybe world peace. I don't know. Okay, my next question was, if Ymir was fake, and I'm talking about the other Ymir, like if you go way back to the beginning, there was that girl that was in the little squad or whatever, who was called Ymir, and like if I remember correctly, if she was fake, then why did the Titans bow down to her? You know, like, she was like this little midget Titan or whatever. And like, okay, if she was like this midget Titan, then why did everyone bow down to her like she was someone important? Because in the end, she wasn't even a real Ymir. She wasn't even a descendant of Ymir. I thought she was going to be like a descendant. I mean, I guess everyone's kind of like a descendant of Ymir in the end. Right? But you know what I'm talking about, like I thought she had like something special to do with her. In the end, she just ended up getting eaten by that dude who inherited the Jaw Titan. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. And like another question I had was like, okay, if that's the case, because there was like that story they had going on with the dude who was like the sibling or something to, what's that Titan? You know, that Titan right at the beginning of season 4, where gosh, we can like create those like crystals to protect them or whatever. Like that dude that was telling the story, right, who ended up getting killed because Eren had thought that the dude had the Titan. I don't know what the Titan is called. It slipped my mind, but because the manga finished a couple months ago, so it slipped my mind a little bit. But okay, because the way he was telling the story was like this little midget Titan or whatever. All right, am I getting this all switched up? Because they had like the thing where the midget Titan that looked like Ymir was given like an apple to like the girl Ymir or something. I don't even know anymore. Moving on to the next question. Why did people eventually stop eating the previous Titan holders? So, okay, hear me out. So like in the story, right, like the actual story, because apparently the original story that was told wasn't even the actual story. So you know, Ymir, she fell into that tree, right? And that little glob thing, you know, turned her into a Titan. It turned into a Titan, right? Now she's a Titan, right? And she ends up getting with King Fritz. Am I even saying the name right? But they got together and they had kids, okay? And then she ended up dying. So the kids eat her to inherit her power, right? But why? And then he said like every generation have to eat like the carcasses of their parents or whatever to keep the power going. So if that's the case, then why did people stop having to eat everyone? You know, it's that like, okay, people can just turn into Titans by getting injected with the spinal fluid, right? So why did people eventually stop having to eat each other for the power to keep being inherited? Because you can't say, oh, well, that's how you get like the original 9, I think, right? There's like the Attack, there's the female Titan, there's the Colossal Titan, there's the Armor Titan, there's the Beast Titan, there's the freaking other Crystal Titan dude thing that had like the javelin. You know what I'm talking about. Those are the original or whatever. But I don't get why they stopped eating each other, or stopped at least ingesting the spinal fluid. And then, okay, if you stopped eating each other, then how the heck were y'all able to utilize Titans as like a war tactic when you didn't even have stuff like syringes? Did you just eat another Titan? Was that like the thing? Because that's not the case, because they were still eating each other and they didn't just turn into a Titan. You get what I'm saying? I don't understand how they utilize Titan powers before they could actually get the spinal fluid from each other. Like, that's just I don't get it. Okay, so my other question was, how did the original Titans even come about? And how did people stop being able to just transform into them? Okay, like, I don't get how. It's like just tying into the other question, basically. I don't understand how, if you don't eat each other, how are people still turning into Titans? If you didn't have the syringes to get the spinal fluid from the people who are descendants from the founding Titan, right? They have to be descendant, not from the founding Titan, but they have to be descendants from Fritz, right? Because Zeke was able to use his spinal fluid to turn people into Titans. But you can't just use any subject of Ymir to turn people into Titans. Like, did it just eventually dilute or something to where people didn't? Because I don't get how people didn't just turn into Titans or have control to turn into Titans. Or is that something that people just don't know? Like, they just don't know how to turn into a Titan? Like, in theory, if everyone just bit their hand or something, could everyone just turn into a Titan? I don't know. Alright, so another thing I had a question about was the Ackermans. Okay, I don't feel like that was explained at all. Like, okay, the Ackermans have like the power of a Titan, right? But how the heck did they create people to where they had the power of a Titan? Because if you look at the technology, right? The technology, if you go to Marley, because Eren's dad, you know, Mr. Yeager or whatever, he is from Marley, right? He's an Eldian from Marley. And you look at the technology, they were probably in like the 1940s or something. They just have trains. They can't really do much. Oh well, they have planes. Right? So it's like they're in like the 1930s, 1940s level of technology. So if that's the case, how the heck were they able to create Ackermans? Because Ackermans can't turn into Titans, I don't think. I don't think Ackermans can turn into Titans. Because, okay, well, you had Kenny. He was about to inject himself with the Titan fluid. But was he actually going to turn into a Titan? Because aren't Ackermans basically human Titans? Because they have the strength of a Titan. They're human Titans. And they can heal real quick. They can withstand almost anything. Because the way that I don't even know how Levi even survived an explosion like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Levi managed to out-survive everyone simply because he was an Ackerman. And I don't understand how they even created Ackermans if they didn't have super scientific, you know, advancements during the time. I don't get it. And then it also brings me another question, like, was it true that like Ackermans will always protect someone who has like the founding Titan automatically? Or I don't know. Because they were like, oh well, you get the headache, but people were saying, well, that was just to screw with Mikasa basically. I don't know. But another question I had, okay, why was it so easy to just leave Paradise Island and infiltrate Marley like that? You know, like, because, okay, they got to the ocean and then it's like they just walked into Marley. Okay, I understand that they had, Armin turned into a Colossal Titan. No, was it Armin? Or was it, no, I think it was Eren. It was either Eren or Armin. I feel like if it were Armin, it would have been like freaking obvious as heck. Like a big old Colossal Titan just picking up a boat. I think it was the Attack Titan picked up the boat. But either way, one of the Titans picked up the boat, right, with the people on there. And they were able to just walk into Marley like it was nothing. Wouldn't it have been obvious? Or did they like just go in the boat and act like they were a part of Marley? But how did you fake that you were Marleyans then? I don't get it. I don't get why it was so easy. That's like, I think I'm gonna talk about that more. Like, that's one of my cons with Attack on Titan. Like, the split between when they got to the ocean, you know, and achieved that dream, to when like it time skips a little bit. I don't get it at all. Okay, so what was even the point of Hanji attacking the Colossal Titans? You know, like at the end he's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to buy some time and go ahead and attack the Colossal Titans. But it was like, honestly, they didn't really buy that much time. I feel like Hanji kind of just like killed herself just because she didn't want to continue on while all her other friends were already sacrificed, because that's the only logical thing I could think of. It doesn't even, it's not even logical. Like, I feel like she could have made it. Honestly, I feel like Hanji just, cause like, what did she think she was gonna do? Like, beat all these Colossal Titans? You know how hard it was to defeat Berthold? How do you even pronounce his name? But you know how hard it was to even defeat him? Like, it took Armin almost dying to get rid of him. And you mean to tell me that Hanji was going to be able to just like destroy all these like literally like what, millions of colossal titans. It seemed it was like hundreds of them, literally. I don't feel like it really brought any time. What, you were just gonna like, oh, I'm gonna kill one right here, I'm gonna kill another one over there, it was gonna be enough to like slow it down? I really think that was a vain thing. Let me know, what was the point of even doing that? What was her point? Did she have an explanation? Because I don't remember. And my last question, the very last question, number 10, what the heck is that blob thing? I'm like, there was no explanation. There was so many things I thought was going to be explained. And one of the things that I thought was going to be explained was, what the heck is this blob thing? Is it like the first creature? Because, you know, it's like they went back in time to like the primordial soup, you know, the beginning of time on Earth, and the blob thing was there. But what the heck is it? It's just like this thing that turns into a spinal cord, and I don't even understand the intricacies of like titans. How the heck does this even work? Does everyone have a blob thing in them? You know, is that what the spinal fluid is? Just the blob thing? Like, I want to know what it is. Like, what is this thing? Is it a creature? Why does it turn people into titans? Does anyone know how to get it? Is it even explainable? Why the heck was it in the tree to where Ymir just fell in there? And why the heck did the blob thing decide to just attach to Ymir? I don't get it. But that's the end of my questions. If you have the answers, let me know in the comments, please, because I'm confused. But I hope you guys enjoyed my speed draw and a trip through my mind of huge confusions, because I feel like Shingeki no Kyojin had a lot of plot holes, or just like things that didn't make sense. And I don't know, I'm gonna go through my my pros and my cons when I finish my Eren drawing that I'm currently doing. You can watch me do it on my Twitch. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm just laughing because I really don't know what that blob thing is. You know, I thought it was gonna be an answer. This is so many things. I thought it was gonna be an answer. I feel like Shingeki no Kyojin ended completely different how I thought it was gonna end, and it ended so quick. I thought it was gonna be another chapter or something. It just kind of ended on a blank note. I think what's the dude? I was about to say Horikoshi. Horikoshi is Boku no Hero Academia, right? What's the dude's name who does Shingeki no Kyojin? Man, look, he probably was like, I'm about to finish this. I can relate, because doing a comic book is a lot of work, and I could feel him where he's just like, man, look, I'm just trying to end this. I'm trying to finish this. Who cares? He was probably like, let me just get my payment and call it a day. Like, it's already a really well-known manga, so he was just like, man, screw it, I'm just gonna wrap it up. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy. I've said that like a billion times, and have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye. Are you dissatisfied? Do you want to see more content from the Tiger Master? Well, go ahead and join me on patreon.com/thetigermaster to get exclusive content, including sketches, work in progress, and comic book pages. In addition, there's also Patreon exclusive merchandise. So join me today on patreon.com/thetigermaster, and thank you to all of those who support me on Patreon. Thank you, and I hope you come back next week for another video. White. Now here and there you might get some white characters. Some Asian characters. You might get some black characters. You might get the Hispanic here and there. But majority of the time it is white. And it's the same way on YouTube. The majority of the famous, popular,